Hey Hermits, welcome back to my channel. We are doing something a little bit different today. So as you can see, we are in my bed and I thought we would just have a casual catch up while I talk about some of the goals that I have, some of the challenges that I want to take part in the sphere of BookTube and my channel. I think, as is the case with everybody who starts a channel here, we start by being a consumer. We start by watching a bunch of things. We start by seeing other people do things that really inspire us. And that was definitely the case for me too. And when I first started my channel, which was just over a year ago, I think I started it on the 16th of June 2021. And so it's just over a year now. And in that time, I've not been that consistent because I'll be honest, I started it feeling really enthusiastic and then boom, imposter syndrome hit. And I very much let myself get caught up in that spiral of, oh, like my backgrounds are like always dark and rubbish and I hate how my house looks because like we're also renovating and I have a very old house with lots and lots of problems. So I've felt in a lot of instances that I haven't had somewhere that looks good that I can film in. And then like, again, like old house, renovating, it's quite dark. And so I've been worrying about that. And then I was worrying about editing and I was worrying about like all kinds of things. And what that ultimately did is it stopped me from publishing the content that I was so excited to create. And I had still been filming. I'd been filming lots and lots of videos and then just not doing anything with them. And so in January, I sort of said, okay, I'm going to wipe the slate clean. I'm just going to bin all of the videos that I've filmed and haven't posted because it was starting to make me feel really overwhelmed. And I'm just going to like give it another go now. I'm going to start again and see how it goes. And so I did the same thing. I filmed lots of videos and didn't really post lots of videos until it got to about April. And I was like, Tara, what is wrong with you? Why do you have all of these videos saved in your phone and you're not doing anything with them? So I challenged myself to just start posting. So starting from, I think, maybe 2/3 of the way through April, I was like, I'm going to publish a video every other day until I'm done with them, until I'm up to date. And I did that. And it actually helped like reignite my passion for creating content and publishing content because I was really forced to put myself through this boot camp of like editing things and doing the descriptions and doing the thumbnails and all of those pieces that had kind of been a bottleneck for me in the past because the recording thing comes very easily. I can switch on a camera and talk endlessly about books. I don't need to obsess over like, scripting or planning or like this is very much unplanned. I've just pressed record and we are having an old chit chat in our pajamas. And it really helped me remember why I wanted this channel in the first place. And even though at the end of May I was done with my bank of videos and I decided to like pare down the posting schedule and go to twice a week, I felt like I really got back into the rhythm of things, which was great. But what it also showed me is that when I set my mind to it, I can do hard things. I can do things that might sound a bit challenging. And I started thinking to myself, like, what are some of the things that I would love to challenge myself to do with this channel? Because I'd not really set any goals for it. I just decided it was something I wanted to do. And so as I was thinking about this, like journaling about it, I'm a big journaler. I journal every morning, and that's often the place where I like ponder things like my channel. And so as I was journaling about it, I was thinking about, you know, like some of the community challenges that people do. And I was like, yeah, I like the idea of doing that. And then I saw things that maybe one other person talked about. And then I thought about things that only, like I've not seen anybody talk about. And I feel like I've come up with like a nice little short list of things that I would really love to challenge myself to do. And I'm not going to put any crazy pressure on myself here because this is very much a place for me to express myself, a place to like make friends who have similar interests to me. It's not a place that's supposed to feel like work or school or anything like that. So one of the most obvious things that I really want to challenge myself to do is veda, which is video every day in either April or August. And so that's what, like, this video is sparking that off. This is day one of Veda. I am committing to recording and publishing a video every single day in the month of August. And I've done similar things like this in the past for work, because I actually have to create a lot of content for work. As a small business owner, it's just kind of what you have to do to market yourself. So the concept is not new to me, but the challenge of actually doing it for fun instead of for a work purpose feels very, very different. But I'm excited to jump in. Some of these things I am going to be recording this month, in the month of August. Some things are things that I've prepped in advance so that I had a little bit of buffer. But I'm excited to see how that goes for me and if I manage to stick with it. And on a similar vein, I've also been contemplating doing Vlogmas, so doing a video every day in December, because that's something that I've enjoyed as a consumer in the past. So I've never participated in that, but I'm very much into Christmas. Like, I love that festive time of year. I love the winter. And so I could definitely see myself combining a lot of my bookish content with like the home decor stuff and a lot of food stuff, because I'm big into cooking, as you may or may not know by now. So that feels like something fun to do as well. And then on a more like metrics side of things, I would really love to have published 100 videos. Like, that feels like a stretch for me right now, because I've got a fair few up on the channel, but 100 feels like a milestone, and I know that participating in Veda will definitely help get me closer to that goal. But that feels really exciting for me. And like, I also would really love to hit 100 subscribers, which I know is a teeny tiny number and probably really insignificant to most people, but this is not, like, I've not been promoting my channel all that much. Like, I haven't shared it on social media. I haven't really been driving people to my videos. So if it happens, it's going to happen very, very organically. But I would love to just have like a tiny little community of 100 loyal viewers that I can chat with in the comments and, you know, talk about bookish things with, because that was really one of my motivations for starting this channel. And then some of the other challenges I want to set for myself are more relating to the kind of content that I want to film. So I've definitely stuck to some of the commitments I made to myself at the start of this year, which were things like doing monthly wrap-ups. Like, I've done a monthly wrap-up every month so far this year, which I'm really pleased about. But something that I would really love to see myself do is to do some more in-depth reviews. Now, if you haven't heard me talk about this before, then you won't be aware, but I actually studied English Lit at university. So English Lit and creative writing were the things that I really dove deep into. And a big piece of that, of course, was analysing literature. So I had to read like novels of all kinds and go very, very deep and like pick apart the themes and the patterns and look into the historical context and like just peel back the layers of that onion. And I think after finishing my studies, I really went to the other extremes. So I stopped looking deeper, I stopped the analysis, I stopped even reading slowly and annotating and taking things in. I got into this habit of powering through books. And that's not to say that reading quickly is a bad thing. I think I've always been like a naturally quick reader. But I do want to go back to being a little bit more thoughtful after I read something, and like really allowing myself to think about the themes that come up and go deeper, because that's my natural state of being. I am an overthinker, I am an overanalyzer, and I still do that with things like films that I watch or TV shows that I watch and even music that I listen to. But I've really not been doing it with books, which seems silly to me because it's something that I used to do so regularly. So I really want to challenge myself to film some more in-depth book reviews on this channel. And what I mean by that is having like videos for an isolated book rather than just including them in my wrap-ups, because obviously I give like mini reviews when I do a wrap-up or when I do one of my recommendations videos, but I'd love to just have a handful of videos where I'm talking about specific books in depth, because there's always so much more to explore than the overview of the plot. always is. And so I'm going to set myself the challenge of doing that, of filming an in-depth book review for 10 books. So by the end of the year, we are going to have 10 book reviews on this channel. And then I think the last challenge that I want to set for myself is, I don't even want to say this out loud because then I have to do it. I want to challenge myself to tackle some of my big books. Now, you've probably heard me talk about this before, but I have the big book fear. I really, really do. And yet, I can't seem to stop myself from buying them because there are so many amazing big books that I want to get to. Both like audiobooks, Kindle books, physical bookshelves. Like, I have big books everywhere, but I resist them so hard. And I was actually thinking about this last night, and I think I've identified where this came from, because I haven't always avoided the big books. And I think this started after I read Gone with the Wind. So as you know, Gone with the Wind, it's a chunky monkey. There are a lot of pages in that bad boy. And I remember getting that out from the library and being completely absorbed. I loved it. I didn't care that it was like 3 million pages long. I was in that world. I was invested. And I got so emotionally entangled in all of the events that took place and all of the characters that I met. And I was there. I was in it. And I remember getting to the end of that book and being completely devastated, not just because of how it ended, which is absolutely devastated, but because I felt like I was experiencing this massive bereavement, this massive loss, because these people were no longer in my life. And I remember reading that last page, bursting into tears and hysterically crying for at least an hour. And I don't cry at anything. Like, it is very, very rare that I will cry at something, and if I do, it's maybe like 3 tears. Like, that's crying to me. But when I finished Gone with the Wind, I was sobbing, and it just felt like I'd spent, like, I don't know, a month reading that book, and then I got my heart torn out. And so I think I've just been reluctant since then to invest so much into one single book. And I want to break that pattern now, because I know there are so many big fat bitches on my bookshelves that are going to give me an amazing experience. I know it, because I picked them for a reason. I was drawn to them for a reason. So I want to challenge myself to read one big book every month up until the end of the year, just to see if I can shift out of this habit of just avoiding the big books because I'm afraid of feeling the feelings. I think that's just like a theme of my life. I avoid feeling the feelings. I deflect with humor, all of those cliches. But yeah, I'm going to challenge myself to read one chunky book every month until the end of 2022. So we'll see how that goes. Maybe I can combine those last two and do book reviews of the chunky books. That might keep me motivated, but we'll see. But there you have it, some of the things that I really want to challenge myself to do with my BookTube channel over the next few months. Obviously the first one that you're going to be seeing is my attempt at veda, so you will be seeing a video every day on my channel for the month of August. I have some really exciting things planned, some things I'm really looking forward to. So we're going to have like a mixture of like tags and like mini challenges, vlogs, book hauls, recommendations, all kinds of bits and pieces. And if there is anything that you would like to see me do, whether that is a tag or a particular video trend or anything like that, then please do feel free to leave a comment on this video, because I have 31 days to fill. Like, I'm open to all of your suggestions. If you do want to follow on for this month of daily videos, make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss my next upload. But for now, I'm gonna love you, leave you, let you have a fabulous rest of your day, and I will see you back here tomorrow.